I've been using DCI with my patients for about 2 years now. For me, DCI came to me in 2 different instances, unexpected. The first time I bought this old OB-GYN book, and one of the things that I thought was really neat about it is it talked about PCOS, and I've been fascinated with PCOS for years. And in there it talked about D-Chiro Inositol and how it's going to be the breakthrough, treatment for women with PCOS. The problem at the time was they didn't have a way to give it to women. It was still in research studies and significant improvements, and they just couldn't wait. And they said, another 5 to 8 years. That was in the early 90s that book I had seen. And so I then had someone come through the office, and a rep for DCI at Chiral Balance, actually, and they told me about the DCI, and I was like, wait a second, you mean you've got a way to dispense this? Like, why do I not know this already? And so I kind of looked at it, and I read about it some more and did my own research. And, one of the things that got me is when they said no side effects. And I kind of was like, oh, okay, sure, because everything in life has a side effect. I mean, everything. And I didn't immediately jump and start using it, but I had a few patients that I was doing everything out of the book, and anything you could try for PCOS, and could not get their ovaries to ovulate. And so I said, you know what? Why don't we try this? I've read about it. I've heard it works. And they said, yeah, let's try. I'll try anything. 8 weeks later, ovulating on their own. They're pregnant now. And so I started, doing that again. And I said, okay, had a couple more patients. And I said, this is new. This is what I know about it. And I think it would be great, but you can try it. They said, yeah, anything to get this, acne to calm down and my cycles to be regular again. Okay, so they tried it, loved it. And I've just seen nothing but success from DCI. And so I don't know, I'm just happy it came into my life at 2 times at the right times. Perfect timing.
So we've been using DCI in our office for roughly a year and a half, and we've seen some really neat, dramatic changes in a number of our patients. So it is a tool in my toolbox that's there to stay. I really was just introduced to DCI from the company that makes it, and the personnel at Chiral Balance. I had no idea it was out there, and I think it's a testament to their diligence in understanding the scientific data that led them to produce the product called DCI, and understand the physiology behind it. And when it was presented to me, it was another one of those times where I went, well, that sounds like solid scientific evidence, and it's certainly worth trying to incorporate it into my practice to see if there is benefit to my patients. I'm more pleased with my practice than ever before, and it's because I kept an open mind. 2 things that I usually rely on is there science to back up a medical decision, and that's a wholehearted yes for DCI, and it works in clinical practice. I believe DCI provided my clinical acumen with a little more hope for better treating PCOS and understanding it, and so it will always be in my toolbox for this condition.